Okay, B is about to give her speech. All right.
We sat frozen in shock as the kitchen table collapsed on our laps. It took me a moment to process what had just happened. My sister, in a fit of half-joking rage, thrusted herself down on the table. But what had caused her to have the emotional drive to sever a table clean in half? What else than the epic highs and lows of the game of Back Alley Bridge? Today, I will be walking you through how to play this lesser-known card game so that you too can have these experiences. If you've ever been stuck inside on a rainy day, or for 2 years during quarantine, then you know the value of being instantly entertained. But card games are a lot more than just entertainment. According to the Australian and New Zealand Association for Mental Health, they are known to alleviate stress, increase mental stimulation, and encourage socialization. Having grown up playing cards, I believe this to be true, but especially so for the mentally stimulating game of Back Alley Bridge, which has stuck out as a favorite. In fact, my neighbors and I have played so many times that we have entire journals filled with scorecards. And the reason why it never gets old is because as you keep playing, you start to learn the ins and outs. I'm here today to teach you everything I've learned about this fun game so that you too can have it in your back pocket. First, you'll learn some of the general rules, and then how the scoring works, and finally, some strategy. So let's start simple. Back Alley Bridge is a game that contains several fundamental rules that you must learn before moving on to the more complicated aspects. So it is a suit-following game, meaning that you must play the suit, either a heart, a spade, a diamond, or a club that has been led. And in this sense, it is a lot like other card games. According to O'Reilly, an international media company, it has strong similarities to bridge, hearts, and spades. However, it is a little bit different because the purpose of this game is to collect as many tricks as you can. And the tricks are the pile in the middle once everyone has played a card. And the person who has played the highest card in the pile will collect the trick, and then they will then get to lead the next round. And aces are high, and then it goes from kings, queens, jacks, and then down from tens to twos. However, it gets a little bit trickier because once players start to run out of the suit, they can then play the wild cards. And the wild cards can take any other card. And it is extremely lucky to get one of these cards because there's only 2 in a deck of 54. And it is especially devious to play one of these cards on another player because once a player plays a high card, they'll be very expected to win, and they will get unpleasantly surprised. And this has been the cause of several outbursts of rage at my house, including the one in my introduction. And the reason why it can be so upsetting is because of the way that the scoring works, which I will explain next. Back Alley Bridge has a complex scoring mechanism that you must learn to do well in the game. So at the beginning of each round, players go around and specify how many cards they believe they can take. And this is a process called bidding. And bidding is so important because it is how the scoring is determined. So if you end up overbidding, bidding a lot more and then ending up taking less, then this is bad because not only do you get no points, but you get negative 10 times as many as you bid. And so for example, if I bid 5, but I only took 4, I'd go down a whole negative 50 points. However, underbidding is just as bad because you do not get any points for the cards that you do not bid on. So this can cause the other players to get ahead a lot. And as if trying to see into the future to predict how many cards you'll take was not hard enough, you also have to mind read, which takes us into the partner aspect of the game. Back Alley Bridge is a game played with a partner requiring you to strategize a lot and use a lot of intuition. So now that we've covered how bidding works in the past section, I will tell you the catch. You and your partner must bid together without communicating or showing each other your cards. And here's how that can look. If I bid 3 and my partner bid 2, we would have to take 5 collectively. And we can do this in any which way. So they could take 1, I could take 4, they could take 3, I could take 2. We just have to get 5 as a team. And this can be a little bit frustrating at times. For example, my friend Allie has been known to overbid a lot in the past, and this means that even if I get the cards that I bid on, then if she does not get hers, then we will go negative as a team. And when I asked what she was thinking about overbidding, she said simply, high risk, high reward. Thankfully, you can use strategy and reasoning to avoid raging at your partner, which brings us to the next point. Mind reading your partner can be crucial to your success. In fact, my mom, who learned this game in the 90s, says that knowing your partner is the most important aspect of the game. If your partner has been known to overbid a lot, then you might want to adjust your bid. And you can do this by adding or subtracting 1 or 2 or however many from your bid, even if you feel like personally it is unnecessary. And it is also important to adjust for a consistently underbidding partner. So if your partner has been known to bid very low and then end up taking a lot more cards, then you might want to add 1 or 2 or however many cards to your bid, even if you personally feel like you cannot take those cards. Okay, I know that was a lot, but congratulations, you are all officially back alley bridge experts. You know that back alley bridge is a suit-following game with the addition of wild cards, the jokers, that can take any other cards. You even know that you must predict how many cards you take at the beginning of each round, and that you must adjust your bidding to the bidding habits of your partner. As we sat frozen in shock, the kitchen table collapsed on our laps. I asked my sister, "What on earth were you thinking?" She quickly replied, "This game really gets to me." Hopefully now you have the understanding and the strategy you need so that you can experience the bliss of defeating your enemies and avoid the blind table-breaking rage of this highly competitive game. Thank you for listening.